Bamiche, a young and beautiful woman, met Ojotile back in college. You know that feeling when you meet someone and it just clicks. That was them. They were inseparable, practically joined at the hip. And soon they were married. Life seems perfectly perfect, like a fairy tale. But life had another plan for them. It always throws something at you when you least expect it. And Bamiche, that something was her struggle to have a child. Bamiche wanting a child so badly, praying, hoping, waiting for a miracle. Yet every month, every year, nothing. She went through endless doctor's appointments, treatment, both native and English. She did it all. She held on to that dream of becoming a mother. And through all this, she had two best friends by her side, Gwojo and Tunishi. Gwojo was more than just a friend. She was a nurse. She understood what Bamiche was going through on the deep medical level. She'd come over, bring list of doctors' treatment, anything she could think of to help. Gwojo was her rock. And then there was Tunishi. And Tunishi, the friend who was always there to listen, the one who she always poured out her heart to, the one who holds you while you cry. That was Tunishi. She consoles Bamiche, remind her of all the good things in her life, and tell her that everything was going to be okay. But life had other plans. One fateful day, Bamiche felt it. Something was off. She couldn't shake the feeling, but she told herself, no, it's just stress. Everything was fine. Except it wasn't. She started feeling distracted, unfocused. She walked into the kitchen and forgot why she was there. She practically burned everything she cooked that week. Her heart would start pounding for no reason. This unease feeling creeping all over her. She knew something was wrong, but she just couldn't place what it was. Until one day, Bamiche's world came crashing down. She got a call from her husband's niece, a girl who she adores, whom Bamiche loved like her own. Auntie, they didn't want me to tell you, the young girl whispered. They seized my phone for a week. I just got it back. Uncle is getting married. Bamiche's voice shook. No, that can't be possible. He wouldn't. But the niece hesitated before replying. Yes, Auntie, he is. And it gets worse. He's marrying Tunishi. She's pregnant. In that instant, Bamiche's entire world shattered. Her husband, her Ojotule, was getting married, and the worst part, he was marrying Tunishi, yes, the very friend who had been wiping her tears, comforting her and telling her things would get better. And to twist the knife deeper, Tunishi was already pregnant with Ojotule's child. The pain was unimaginable. The betrayal. Bamiche felt as if she was drowning, trapped beneath waves of shame and heartbreak. Everyone knew. No one told her. The whispers from those she called family stung the deepest, with some even blaming her for not bearing a child. They said her husband had done nothing wrong, that it was a man's world, and a second wife was only natural. The weight of it all was too much. Heartbroken, she packed her bag, filed for a divorce, and demanded the return of her bride price. She left behind her memories, her dreams, and the life she built with Ojotile, left all in pieces, shattered like her heart. After leaving everything behind, Bamiche drifted through life for a while, her heart too heavy to settle anywhere. She kept to herself, quiet and guarded, building walls around her heart. She wasn't searching for love, she was trying to survive. On one raining evening, Bamiche found herself in a small coffee shop in the new town, her umbrella broken, her clothes soaked. She was alone at the corner of the table, staring blankly at her tea, lost in her thoughts, when a tall, gentle-looking man approached her. Mind if I sit here? He asked with a warm smile. She hesitated at first, glancing at the empty table around them, wondering why he wants to sit with her. But she gave a small nod and he took the seat across from her. He introduced himself as Ojore and they started chatting about simple things, the rain, the town, Nothing too personal, but there was something different about him. He didn't pray or ask questions, and when he spoke, it was with calm, gentle tone that made her feel safe. He didn't stare too long or push her to speak. He just seemed happy to be there, talking with her, sharing a quiet moment on a rainy day. Over the next few weeks, they kept running into each other around town, at the grocery store, the park, the same coffee shop. Each time he greeted her with the same warm smile, and she felt her guard beginning to lower just a little. He brings her flowers sometimes, not the grand elaborate bouquet she do get from Ojotule in the past, but small thoughtful bunches of wildflower, things he noticed she liked. One afternoon as they strolled to the park together, he noticed her shivering from a chilly breeze. Without a word, he took off his jacket and draped it over her shoulder. When she looked up to thank him, he just shrugged and smiled. "You deserve to be warm, Bamiche," he said softly. Little gestures like these began to chip away at her walls. Ojore never pressed her to open up, never asked about her past or why she seemed sad at times. He just sat quietly beside her, giving her space to speak or not, and just to be herself. And for the first time in a long time, Bamiche felt herself relaxing, laughing even. His kindness was so genuine. It was the first time she felt that maybe, just maybe, she could start to let someone in again. On a gentle evening, as they sat by the lake watching the sunset, she finally let herself share a piece of her story. She told him about her struggle, her heartache, and the betrayal she suffered. She expected him to react with a pity or shock, but he simply listened, his gaze steady, his hands resting, reassuring over hers. "You're stronger than you know, Bamiche," he said, his voice low. "And if there is one thing I'm sure of, is that you deserve happiness no matter what anyone else says." For the first time in a long time, Bamiche felt her heart soften completely. It was Ojore's quiet, unwavering support that made her realize she could trust again. He didn't care if she had children or not, didn't want her to change anything about herself. He just loved her as she was. And in that moment, with the sun deepening beyond the horizon and her heart finally free from the heavy past, Bamiche knew she found someone who was truly worthy of her love. Years passed and Bamiche found herself living a new life, filled with love and laughter. She and Ojora even adopted a beautiful little girl. Bamiche had finally found the family she had always wanted. But you know how life has a way of coming full cycle, right? Ojotule had been noticing subtle differences between himself and his son over the years. But one day, at a family gathering, his mother-in-law made a casual comment, joking, comparing the child's future with someone else in the family, someone who wasn't Ojotule. Curious, Ojotule brushed it off, but doubt lingered. Soon after, he quietly arranged a paternity test. The day the results arrived, he sat alone in his office, his hand shaking as he opened the envelope. The truth hit him like a punch. The child he thought was his son, in fact, was not his. The betrayal was immediately raw. He'd been deceived by the very woman he sacrificed everything for. It was then he realized the bitter irony, how deeply he wronged Bamiche. Bamiche, in her house one fateful evening, got a call from Gojo, the friend who always stood by her. Gojo sounded hesitant, unsure of what to say, but after a long pause, she told Bamiche that Ojotule had been trying to reach her. He wanted to apologize and to talk and ask for another chance. Bamiche was shocked. What did he want after all these years? And then Gojo explained that Ojotule had recently found out that the child he had with Tunishi wasn't his. Tunishi had betrayed him, just like he had betrayed Bamiche. Life had landed him the taste of his own medicine. Now Ojotule was filled with regret, consumed by guilt. He begged Gojo to talk to Bamiche to convince her to forgive him. Bamiche sat there holding her little girl close, her heart calm and peaceful. She didn't feel the need for revenge or anger or bitterness. Instead, she just smiled. "Tell him," she said. "Tell him I am happy now and I wish him well."